now these special awards. We have 3 special awards: sustainable building that was voted by the internet, and then the special jury award. So, in regards to the first special award, sustainable building, that's the Boisé Library in Montreal. Eric Pelletier, Cardinal, Hardy, Labonté, Marcil Architects Consortium. Of course, the issue of sustainability is very sensible. We're trying to give rules to sustainability, which is a tough issue, and each and every country is doing its own. Of course, US is LEED, which is grown internationally. This is a LEED Gold project. To achieve a LEED awarding in the gold one, you need to have very many different tools in the building that refers to the use of material, where did you get the material, how you build the building, how you deal with the environment, how it works on an energetic way, both active and passive, and they award the local use of either a contractor and companies. It's a very complex way to judge a building. In the perception of the jury, of course, the fact that this building was awarded a LEED Gold was important, but it was not the only one tool we valued. We valued the architecture, first of all. This is a great architecture, we loved it, and it's really well settled in the environment. It was not an easy program because it's a really large complex, and it's settled in the countryside, and it's nestled in the wood, like I would say like an animal stretched into the wood. I don't know whether this is an idea you had or it's just the jury trying to make sense to his own decision. But of course, it was a very smart palette. You chose a very smart palette of materials, and you kept a very articulated project under control, giving importance to this roof, which is much more than a roof. It's a real sculptural volume, and indeed the use of zinc identified this volume very much, and you differentiated the use of material giving floor to the woods inside these glass facades that separate the volume of the roof and the ground. And at the end of the day, you really built up a very balanced project, being it at the same time very dynamic. So, as a first question, where did the idea come from? How did it develop?
Okay, first thank you for your comments and your analysis of the project. This was an architectural competition that we have won in 2009, and the site was really complex. You have seen the nice part of the site, the wood. The other part is urban street, a boulevard, with a lot of brown bricks blocks of 20-story, all identical, cheap block, very ugly. And there is a nice wood, but there were absolutely no context in this area, and we want to create something well easy to understand, and we want to create something that was more close to the landscape than to the architecture, because in Montreal, in the part of Montreal where it's located, it's a part where there is absolutely no wood, no park, and it's more really dense. And we decided to create first a landscape project, so when we are facing it from the street, we see the ground coming at the upper level. On the first picture you can see it. And this brings the people from the street to a connection to the wood. So the library was not a barrier, a frontier between the city and the wood. It always have a great permeability from the street to there. So we want to have a presence after. So we work a lot, and when we can place something, we will be present. Not just a landscape project, because we were very interesting to place this building and to locate it in the city. The first thing we have done was this great glass tower was preheating the air and bringing back to the geothermal system. But after, this large canopy roof was made in aluminium, because in Canada we use a lot of aluminium, but it was not so strong, not so present. And after we create this kind of, it's like a gesture, you know, a Chinese drawing with ink, really simple, really thick, and the thickness of this roof it's now associated to what we keep in mind when we see this library. And the other problem that we are facing is we are just under a plane track. You know, the plane are just landing maybe 2 kilometers after. So we exaggerate. We put this roof really bigger to reduce the noise, and we create some movement of the facade to reduce the acoustical problem that we really facing. So the roof begin to be the signature element of this project.
And in regards to your choice of materials, there's one thing that I think that it's not clear because we don't really see it from the images, but it's very important in this project, and it's how the natural light works. And this works especially in regards to the choice of the material for the roof, which is zinc, because you're alternating panels which are flat and 100% opaque, and other which are 50% perforated. And these allow a sort of kaleidoscopic play of light in the reading rooms. So how does this work? Can you explain it better?
The light in the library is very important. We have done a lot of library, and most of the library where we have natural light are the library that they are more appreciated by the user. So in this case, we want not to have a barrier between the street and the wood, so it's all transparent. But with transparency, we have to control the light. And the extension of the roof helps us. If you come in Montreal, I will make a visit for you. And we use perforate panel to filter the light. And also we create an articulate roof, 2 articulate roof. And we are actually under those articulate roof, and the interior is wooden. And we create this kind of great gesture, who's really strong, really present, with a skylight. And this is really a shiny. It's a really shiny surface. So it's bring light in all the center of the library. It's marked also the center of the library. It's really important. We have to create a library because it was for large. We address this library to a lot of people coming from all around the world, who are allophone. They are not speaking English. They were not speaking French. So we have to bring light and to use light like a symbol, and to use light to bring people at the center of the library.